Okay, let's do this together. So the first part of the word problem is linear model. So linear model means something is increasing or decreasing linearly. The key word here is constant. So when you see the word constant, then it's going at a constant rate. It's linear. It's not going exponential, or it's not slowing down, or it doesn't get faster. It's going at a constant rate. Let's read the practice question, Daniel.
A person travels home from work at a constant speed. 10 minutes after leaving work, he is 20 miles from home, and 20 minutes after leaving work, he is 12 miles from home. If he continues to travel at the same speed, how long will it take him to arrive home from work?
Okay, read it one more time carefully, and then think about this question. Okay, and then you guys can try it now. Try it for 1 minute. I want you to try before I give you answer. Okay, did you guys read it? Daniel, how did you do it? Like any idea? It's okay if you didn't get it, but just any idea here?
Did we use the conversion formula, like minutes over miles?
Minutes over a mile?
Or like,
When you're
like we did the other day, where like we convert our time and miles, and like multiply it with the conversion, something like that.
Okay, but you said minutes per mile, but when you find the unit rate, always do the mile per minute, distance over time. You can, I know.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay, so mile per minute. Okay, that's what I wanted to point out first, but so here, can you give me the start of equation, if you can think of any? Like in terms of 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 miles. Or let's do it together. So he left work, and then for 10 minutes, so let's say this is work and home, and he went for 10 minutes toward home, right? From work to home, right? He went for 10 minutes, and then he is right now here. So he is 20 miles from home. So if you're confused, draw a picture to get better idea about the situation, okay? And then after 20 minutes, he left work. How many more minutes has been passed from 10 minutes to 20 minutes? How many minutes has been passed? Anybody? Do you see this word? 10 minutes after he left work, 20 minutes after he left work, right? So how many minutes has been passed between this 10 minutes and the 20 minutes?
10.
10 minutes. So he went for 10 minutes more. He probably went for the same distance because it's the constant rate, right? The keyword here is the constant rate, same speed. So if he went for 10 minutes and 10 minutes, he probably traveled the same distance. Does that make sense? Okay, and then he went for another 10 more minutes, and he is 12 miles away from home now. So let's draw that. He's now here, and he's now 12 miles away. Before, he was 20 miles away, but now he's 12 miles away. Can you guys think about this question one more time on your own before I give you another hint? Okay, so the key point here, so let me show you how to do this question. The key point here is not doing anything with this 10 minutes, but what's really important is this region. This region, you know the distance traveled and you know how much time it took. So that you can find the rate, you can find out the speed. The key point here is to find the speed with a known distance and known time. This region is the one that you know the distance and time. Jonathan, what's the distance here in the black region?
10 meters.
No, that's 10
Oh, wait.
meters.
8 miles.
Good job. This is 8 miles. How did you get that?
20 minus 12.
Perfect. 20 minus 12 is 8 miles. Does everyone understand this? Okay, and what about the time? We need to find time to find the speed, right? How much time has passed in the black region?
Minutes.
10 minutes, okay? So that is your rate, that's your speed. We found that speed and we're almost done. So it's asking how long will it take him to arrive home? He needs to arrive home from work, okay? So if he went 8 miles here, and then this has to be 8 miles, right? Because they went for 10 minutes and 10 minutes. So that how long do you think is the total distance from work to home? From here to here. What do you think the total distance will be? Juan, do you have any idea how long the distance would be from work to home?
Oh, is it 32?
Not quite. Think again. So here to here, we drew 20, and here to here, we drew 8, right? Do you see that? Or
28.
Right, it's 28. Or if we see like 12 here, and 8 there, and another 8 there. It doesn't matter which way you do it, but it's total of 28 miles. Then how long will it take him to go home? It's asking for time. What is the distance rate time equation? We went over this already, right? What's the time equation?
The distance over rate.
Thank you. The distance is 28 miles we're traveling, right? And the rate is this. Rate is the speed. I see that as a 0.8 mile per minute. So if you calculate this, that will be the answer. Can you guys calculate this with a calculator? Tell me what you get.
35.
35? Thank you. So read 35, what's the unit for time?
Minutes.
Thank you, Daniel. You're a great student. Please answer me, okay? Everyone, show me your face. Minjun and Juan and Derek. Please answer me. I don't want to do this by myself. I already know how to do everything here. You guys have to answer me, okay? If you have any question, if you think I'm going too fast, let me know. But
Can we go over the homework later?
hold on, let me record it so you guys can. Yeah, it's already recording. I'm gonna post this one. What did you say, Minjun?
Oh, it was me. Can we go over the homework later?
The homework from last week?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
sure.
Friday homework.
Yeah, we'll go over it.
Thank you.
Please remind me though. Okay, number 1 and 2. Can you guys read these 2 questions and try? Does anybody here like the word problem, this chapter? Personally, I really hated doing like really simple things over and over when I was young. Like I hated doing same math operations, but I like the math question with like something just changing, like this word problems. It's not that tedious and it's challenging and it's more like a real life problems. Okay, try these two questions. I'll give you 3 minutes. Okay, are you guys done? If you
I'm on number 2.
okay, then take more time. I really want to retry.
I finished.
Okay. Is everyone else finished? Okay, let's go over this one. Can you read a question, Gary? Number 1.
At the beginning of a trip, the tank of Chloe's car was filled with 12 gallons of gas. When she travels constantly on the highway 60 miles per hour, the car consumes 1 gallon of gas per 35 miles. If she traveled 5 hours and 15 minutes on the highway with a constant speed of 60 miles per hour, how many gallons of gas are left in the tank?
Okay, so Derek, can you give me any idea in this question?
No.
So first of all, at least you, like there are many things here. There are gallon and miles and time, right? There are 3 variables. So it sounds hard, but there you have to do it. So let's do it together. So it was filled with a 12 gallon of gas when she traveled constantly. So here is this keyword, constantly. It's a linear relationship. Only on the highway, 60 miles per hour, the car consumed 1 gallon of gas per 35 miles. So let's ignore everything with the gallon because we only know the relationship between the distance and rate and time, right? So I'm gonna ignore everything with a gallon. I'm not gonna even circle that. I'm just gonna work with the things without the gallon. So here they should travel 5 hours and 15 minutes. So that's time and that's the rate. And they said the constant rate of 60 miles per hour one more time. It's just a duplicate, so you don't have to worry about it too much, okay? So we need to find out the distance using this information here. What do you know about the distance? Or here, what does 60 represent, Derek? Is 60 distance or rate or time? 60 miles per hour. Is that distance or rate or time? Right. Our rate is known. And let's take a look at the next one. There is a 5 hour and 15 minutes. Is that distance or rate or time?
Time.
Time. So we know the time. So which equation do we need to set up?
The distance equation.
Thank you. Perfect. Distance equation is what, Derek?
Rate times time.
Thank you. Great. And what's the rate given to us?
60 miles per hour.
What's the time given to us? By the way, it's 60 miles per hour. So are we gonna do the time in hour or minute?
Hours.
Right. So let's work on changing this to hour. So we have 5 hours and 15 minutes. Any idea how to convert 15 minutes to an hour? Like what fraction of it out of an hour?
It's a fourth of an hour.
Good job. It's a fourth. Like if you look at the clock, 15 minutes is here, a quarter of an hour, right? So this is 5 1/4 hour. How do you change it to decimal? We don't want to work with the mixed fraction, right? So decimal, it's
5.25.
Thank you, 5.25 hour. So let's plug that into the time. Time is 5.25 hour, right? So what does that give you? 315?
Yeah.
Thank you. So that is our distance in miles. We found out the distance. And let's look at the gallon part now. Okay, so go back and read the gallon part. So they say it's filled with 12 gallons in the beginning, and then it takes 1 gallon is take for 35 miles. So there we go. You use 1 gallon for going 35 miles, and you went 315 miles. Do you think you can figure out how many gallons of gas you use? Here. my question is, you use 1 gallon for going 35 miles, right?
Yeah.
And here you went 315 miles. So do you think you can find how many gallons of gas you used?
Did you say
It's a question. Do you think you can do it or no? So 1 gallon can make it go travel 35 miles, right? In this question, you're going how many miles? 315 miles. So what's the proportion?
315 miles over X?
Thank you. That's right. X gallon, right? So you are
Yeah.
gonna figure out how many gallons will be used to travel, right? Can you tell me the X after you cross multiply on the calculator?
Nine.
Thank you. So you are gonna use 9 gallons, and this is the final step. Okay, let's go back and reread the question. The question is asking, it was filled with 12 gallons, and then if you use 9 gallons, you used, right? Then how much is left? So what do you do?
12 minus 9.
Perfect. What's the answer?
3.
Thank you. You did it.
A.
Okay. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Thank you. All right. Let's move on to the next question. Who wants any volunteer? Because you guys already did it. Okay, Daniel, thank you. Okay, so here, can you read it fast and tell me and if you have any?
A rock climber is climbing up a 450 feet high cliff
Read
by
that.
9.
Okay,
Wait, what?
never mind. You're good.
By 9:30 a.m., the climber reached 90 feet up the cliff, and by 11, he reached 210 feet. And if he climbs with a constant speed, by what time will he reach the top of the cliff?
Okay.
So what I did is that I subtracted 210 by 90, and that tells me that for every hour and a half he travels up 120 feet. So I keep adding 120 from 210, also the time as well. So like from 11 to 12:30, he's reached up 330 feet.
Okay, that's good. Daniel, up to this part, I really like it, but I know like afterwards, you're just kind of adding up the fragments to make it up to 450. But actually recommend another way because we're gonna go to advanced math class. So learn a little bit more advanced way. This is really good. So you figured out that the distance travel is 120 feet and time in between was 1.5 hours. So that is your rate or the distance over time, right? So in 1.5 hour, you go 120 feet. And you want to travel how many feet?
450 feet
450. So you can just set up
over
as a
X.
proportion. Right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, then can you do this calculation? Tell me what you get.
$5.625.
Thank you. X equals to 5.625. 0.625 is like, I think 1/8 of an hour. Is that right? What is that? What's 0.65? No, it's not 1/8. Oh, can you change this to a fraction? 0.625 over 1,000. I mean, 625 over 1,000. What is that fraction? Hey everyone, what's the 0.625 in fraction?
5 over 8.
5 over 8, thank you. So it's a 5 over 8 hour, right? So you're gonna add 5 hour and add 5/8 hour from the beginning time, which is 9:30. So how do you calculate 5 hours and 5 8-hour after the 9:30. So let's find out the 5 hours after, right? 9:30, we're gonna add 5 hours, and we're gonna add 5 over 8 hour. We're gonna do just not all together, but just little by little. So what time is 5 hour after 9:30? So add 3 hours and then add 2 hours, and it will be 2:30. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So 3 hours after is 12:30, and 2 hours more is 2:30. So right now it's 2:30. And then how many minutes is 5 over 8 hour? We're gonna multiply that by 60. 5 over 8 of an hour means of 60 minutes. So if you calculate this, then it will be weird. I don't know.
37.5.
Thank you. 7.5. Wait. what is it?
37.5.
37.5. So we're gonna add 37.5 more minutes. Then it will be around 3:07. We don't have answer? Did we do something wrong? If he climbs with a constant speed, by what time will he reach the top of the climbing up 9 feet up? Oh, okay. So here we're not going up 450. He is at 9:30. When we start, he's already at 90 feet. So how much do we have to go up more? He has to go up 360 more, right?
Yeah.
So we should, what he's climbing up is not 450, but only 360. So we set up the equation, the whole thing wrong here. So I'm gonna erase it. This has to be 360. It's okay. It's okay to do wrong. We learn from doing it wrong. But this time you guys can do it again, okay? Can you guys try this one again? Because you know what to do now. So you plug in 390 feet, sorry, 360 feet, and then you're gonna figure out what time and add that to 9:30. So X equals to 4.5 hours, right?
Yeah.
So this is much better. Okay, so what time is 4 hours after 9:30? 12:30 and then 1:30. Okay, just go by 12. Don't go straight 4 hours, but separate into 3 and 1, so you see some number 12. So you see 12:30 and then it will be 1:30. And then we're gonna add 0.5 hours more, which is 30 minutes. Then answer will be
B.
2 p.m. Thank you. Daniel, you're participating well. Your mom started to ask me how you guys are doing, so please ask me, or ask me a lot of questions or answer me so I know you're doing well. Oh, by the way, you guys should all send me the score from the Fridays, your answers. Okay, so if you have time, please send me. Let's go through 3, 4, 5, 6. You guys can read it first before we try it together. So these are all linear, which is like related to speed and stuff. Okay, try these 4 questions.
Selena,
Yes?
can you scroll the screen down just a little bit? I can't see the answer choices for 4.
Sure.
Thank you.
What number are you guys on?
I'm on 5. Hmm?
Okay, let's go over this one. Okay, Juwon, how did you do the first one here?
I subtracted 334,000 with 280,000.
Right,
Then I divided um the answer by 8.
right.
Then I multiplied 6,750.
Okay, can you tell me what this number is?
54,000.
Okay,
Oh wait, no, 6,750.
6,000?
Yeah, I think it's 6,750 per year.
Once again. 6,750 per year. Okay, so
Then
then,
I just multiplied by 5.
you multiply this by 5.
Yeah, that's 6,750, and then I added to 334,000.
Okay, then here, what did you get then?
I got C.
Okay, does anybody have any objection here? Did you guys all get the same answer?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, next question. Can you do the next question, Minjun, from 1990? Can you tell me what you did?
Wait, don't you just like find the slope?
Are you doing number 4, this one?
Oh, I thought the number 5. Oh, never mind.
Oh, sorry, and number 4. What did you get?
I got B.
Yeah, B is right. You have to pay the membership fee, which is $, and then you have to pay X dollar, W dollars for X many month, but you get 1 month for free. So answer is B. Okay, next one. Jonathan, can you try number 5?
I didn't really like understand how to do this one.
You should have at least done something with the subtraction and division to
Oh,
find the rate.
yeah. I had 2000 minus 1990.
And then time goes usually on the denominator, okay, just like
Yeah.
you did here. And then what's go on the top?
12, 18,000 minus 12,000.
No, you do the
Oh, just
backward.
A? Oh, okay.
You have to
So,
subtract backward, final minus initial, 28,000 minus 12,000, right?
yeah.
What about for B?
Same dates for the bottom, but like 24 minus 18.
Right? Then tell me what these numbers are.
What do you call it? 1.6 thousand or 1,600 and 6,000. I mean, yeah, 60,000. Right?
If you
Yeah,
divide it by
6,000.
if you divide it by 10, you will get 6,000. No, 600, right?
Mhm. Right.
Okay, so this is the first step, and then what's the next step? Town A gets increased by 1,600 each year. Is this right?
Yeah,
Okay, and town B is increasing at 600 each year.
yeah.
Okay, so if they increase at a constant rate, what year are the population the same? What would you do after this? So for A, you start from 12,000 and you increase 1,600 each year for X many years. For town B, you start from 18,000 and you increase by 600 each year for X many years. When would these two values be the same? That's the question. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you solve it, you get 6,000 is equal to 1,000. So what's X?
6.
60 years after. So if you add 6 years from 1990, then what year is it?
1996.
Okay, that's good. Okay, the last one on this page. Who wants to go? Daniel?
So I know that the rate for the empty gas was 200 in 200 minutes it'll be full, and then for the full one, the drain, it'll take 133.33 minutes for it to be fully empty.
Okay.
And then I kind of got lost from there.
Okay, so what are the starting gallon for each? So you have 0 right now and you have 1,200 gallons right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's coming in at a rate of 6 for X many minutes. It's coming out 9 for X many minutes, and you're finding when they will come to the same amount.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your equation. Start from the beginning, and then you add the rate times the time. Okay, then if you solve it, you get 1,200 is equal to 15x, right? And x is equal to, is it 8? Is this right?
Yeah.
So it's 80 minutes. Does this make sense, everyone? These are pretty challenging, right? Do you like it? Try to like it. If you get better, you will like this type, just like I do. Okay, so next type is cost and profit in word problems. Do you want to take a short break?
Sure.
Okay, let's take a 1 minute break. Get some water. Or
Oh,
this could get a little hard too. I don't want you to get discouraged. Okay, so let's come back. Are you guys ready? So the second type of word problem we're gonna learn is about money. So your mom could be good at this. It's just dealing with money. And let's look at some of the equation here. Total value is the number of items times by the value per item. So let's say you have 5 pencils worth $2, then you just multiply. And that's it. Profit is the selling minus buying. If you are like in a retail stores or anything, you're trying to make a profit out of it, it's always the money that you get minus the money you pay for. So it's pretty simple, right? Let's look at the practice question. A music store owner purchased X compact discs for $6.50 each. He sold all but 19 of them for $12 each. So he bought it for $6.50 and he sold it for $12 each, right? So he made some profit, but he didn't get to sell everything. He could not sell 19 of them. So if he made a profit, he still made a profit, thank God, right? He didn't get to sell 19, but he still made a profit. What is the value for X here? So here, this much is how much you paid for. So that's your minus. You paid for it, right? He sold and then he sold at $12 each, and this is the selling. So that's your what is it called? Revenue. That's your revenue. So and then he made a profit. So here, profit equation is equal to the revenue minus the cost that he paid for, right? Here, the profit was 564, and his revenue, how much did he make? We don't know yet. Cost, how much did he pay for? He paid X many discs for $6.50 each. So how much did it cost him? Anybody? How much did it cost him to buy X many for $6.50 each? 650 times by X, okay? Okay, Jonathan, what do you think the revenue is? He sold all but 19. What does that mean by all but 19?
he sold everything but except 19.
Okay, he bought X many, right?
Yeah.
What do you think that will be in mathematical equation 19 and X? How many did he sell?
19 minus X.
No, not quite. Let's say he bought 100 many discs and he sold everything except for 19. Then how many did he sell? 81, right? What's
Yeah.
our equation? Is it X minus 19 or 19 minus X?
X minus 19.
Right. All minus 19 is X minus 19. What do we do with this part? You should do X minus 19, and he sold it at $12 each, so multiply by 12. So we're using this equation. Total value is number of items times by the value per the item. This is the value for the item, and we just multiply the number of items to get the total cost, right? Do you guys understand this equation? Any question here? So profit is equal to 12x minus, can you tell me what 19 times 12 is?
Um,
Two-
228.
Okay, and then 6.5x. So that's 5.5x is equal to 297. And what is x then? Can you help me? I don't have a calculator. My battery died.
144.
144. So he bought 104 many. He sold everything but 19 of them. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay, you guys can try some here. Okay, can you guys try this 1, 2, 3, 4 questions? Try it first. Are you guys done? Hey, are you guys done? You have your speaker on?
Yeah.
Okay, so here, what did you get, Jonathan, for number one?
I got B.
Okay, B is right. What did you get for second one, Derek?
I didn't do the second one.
Right, the second one looks a little hard. Anybody did it and want to share your idea? Daniel,
Got C.
how did you get it? Did you just plug in?
Yeah.
Okay. I think here plugging in is a good method. So if you want to try plugging in 130, he bought it for 120 and he sold for 130, right? So what?
Yeah.
How much profit does he make?
That's approximately
$10, right?
yeah.
Okay, $10. Okay. Sorry, but then he bought it for 120 and the listed price is 130. And if it's 20% discount from 130, so this is the selling price. Okay, so if it's 20% discount, then you can do 130 minus 0.2 of 130, or which is just 0.8 times by 130. 8 times 130 is, what is it?
$104.
Right, $104, right? So if they sell it for $104 and he bought it for $120, then isn't that a minus? So I don't think that's it. Let's try 165. $165, and if you get 20% discount, and then you're gonna pay 80% of it. What's 165 times by 8?
132.
132. 132, right?
Yeah.
So if you sell it for 165 and you give them 20% discount, you're actually selling it for $132, right? And you bought it for $120. This is how much you paid for. So how much profit did you make?
$12.
$12 is your profit, and that is 10% of the money that you paid for. 10% of the money you paid for, you made a profit of $12. The answer should be D. Does that make sense? So here,
Yeah.
I think best way is to just plug in. It's just too hard to set up the equation for this type of question. Even I would just plug in, okay? Let's move on to the next question. What did you get for next one, Juan?
For number, wait, which one? The
The one up here.
Oh, I got A.
Okay, how did you do it?
So I don't know like how to do it, so I just like kind of like guessed.
If he sell 16 toffee for $4 each, then he's selling for $64 and the man makes no profit or loss. how many toffee should he sell for $10 to make 25% profit? So I think for X many, I'm not sure really like for X many toffee you're selling for $4. For the Y many toffee you're selling for $10, right? And you want to make a profit. You want to make a profit. So if you pay 64, you have no profit or loss, but you want to make 25% profit. So you're going to add 0.25% of it, 0.25 of 64 to make a profit, right? So with a profit, it would be $80. So you want to make $80. And then for X and Y, they add up to 16. I think this is the way to do it. Let me check. Okay, so how many toffees should he sell? Oh, it's more than 30. Oh, answer choices are more than 30. So this question is weird. Does anybody understand this question and you think you really understand it? I'm gonna get rid of this question because wording is not really clear because they don't talk about like $10 to make 25% profit, but they didn't give you the how many number of toffee, and I don't think it makes sense. Skip it for now. Maybe I'll come back. But let's work on the last question. Okay, anybody did the last question here? Anybody want to share your work? Okay, then let's do it together. A shopkeeper sells balloon at 10 cents a piece or at $2 a box. In a box, there are 20 balloons. How much does a customer save if he purchases 500 balloons by purchasing boxes than purchasing individual pieces? Okay, so you're paying either 10 cents per one balloon, or you pay how much? $2 per 25 balloons, right? Does it make sense? Okay, so here, if you want to purchase 500 balloons, let's divide it up. If you want to purchase 500 balloons in a box, then how much does it cost? Anybody? If you want to purchase 500 balloons, how much does it cost in boxes? Hey, everyone has to answer me. How much is it?
$40.
It's $40, right? What about individual balloon? If each one is 10 cents and you want to buy 500 balloon, how
Is
much?
it $50?
Okay, that's right. So that's $50, right? So how much do you save then? Or how much do you pay more? $10. Answer is $10. Does that make sense? Because we got 50 and 40. Okay, so this is the in-class work. You guys can do some of these. And then we're gonna do this part later, next time, tomorrow, I mean Wednesday. Let's do the distance rate time on Wednesday. We're gonna just do it up to here and call it for today. For the homework, I don't think we can do this. So I'm gonna make it homework. Okay, maybe I think it's more important to go over this one because we got 12 more minutes. That's a lot of time. So let's do this one actually, I'm sorry. Let's do the distance, rate, and time. So I really want you to know this equation, right? DRT. And this one indicates that distance is rate times time. Rate is distance over time, and time equals distance over rate. We went over this already, right? Any questions so far? Okay, what's the average speed equation again? Daniel, do you remember?
Average speed.
The keyword was total.
Oh.
What is it? We just learned it. Just like any other speed, it's a distance over time, but it's a total distance over total time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. It's just asking you to convert miles per minute to miles per hour, right? So how we do this? There are two different ways, or many different ways. We can just convert the minute to an hour first. So 35 minutes is how many hours? If 60 minutes in 1 hour, right? We can do the conversion. Here, you know that you're supposed to divide it by 60 when you do this. So 35 over 60 is what's in hour, this much hour, right? So we just have to do 40 mile per 35 over 60 hour. So if you compute this, that will give you the answer. Can you tell me what it is? What is it, Minjun? What is it? Anybody?
0.58.
0.58 mile per hour. So you can write down mile per hour as pH. Okay. Most common word problems in distance rate time. The distances are equal. Like when you go somewhere, when you go home and then come back to school, or sorry, when you go to school and you come back home, you're going the same distance. So in that case, the distances are equal, right? The distances are equal. For the second case is when the sum of the distance equals to the total distance. So let's say you went this much and then you went this much, and that's the total distance. Okay, let's look at each cases. Overtake. So at the moment one person overtakes another, they have traveled the same distance. So for instance, let's say Jonathan left home at 12 and then he was just walking, and then his brother woke up late and then he's going faster, and then at some time he will catch him up. That's the overtake case, okay? So the second one that has to be faster. It should be shorter time, but faster rate. So they catch, like the second one catch the first one up. Does that make sense? Let's read the practice one first. Bob starts out in his car traveling 30 miles per hour. 4 hours later, Mr. Speedster starts out from the same point at 60 miles per hour, so a lot faster, to overtake Bob. So he called him up. How many hours will he catch him? How many hours are required to catch him up? So that's a question. So let's say this is Bob and this is the Mr. Speedster. Okay, you know the rate is 30 and the rate is 60. And then for time, we don't, okay, so time, this time equals to time. We don't know how much he traveled. Here, do you think this time is t plus 4 or t minus 4? It's one or the other. We're gonna vote, okay? We're gonna vote whether it's this or this for the second one, the speedster, okay? The time means how long they traveled. So if Bob left at 12 and he travels until like 6 p.m., for example, he got caught up at 6 p.m. For the second one, the speedster, he started 4 hours later. So what time is 4 hours after 12 p.m.? What time is 4 hours after the noon? What
Oh, T.
4 p.m., right? So he starts at 4 p.m. instead of 12 p.m. And then he catches him up at 6 p.m., for example. I just made up the question. I just wanted to make these two same because they stopped at the time that he got caught up. It's the same time for them, okay? So do you think this time for the speedster compared to the Bob is 4 hours more? Does he go to 4 hours more or 4 hours less? So we're gonna poll. Do you guys know what the question is? Is the speedster's time 4 hours more than Bob's time or 4 hours less than Bob's time? Okay, so get ready. So true is for the first one and false is for the second one, like t plus 4 and t minus 4. If he left 4 hours after, does he travel 4 hours more or 4 hours less? One more person. Okay, so we got this result, but answer is the second one. Okay, so let me explain why. This is the hardest part. So if you plug in a number in time, that's a lot easier. So if Bob goes from 12 to 6, that's 6 hours. But the speedster only traveled 2 hours from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. and he called him up. So it's 4 hours less. Okay, so it's not this. So whoever starts later is gonna just take him a shorter time because whoever started earlier will travel longer. Okay, so now we're done. Let's write down the distance equation. What's the distance equation with the rate and time again? What is it, Derek?
D is equal to RT.
D is equal to RT. So here it's 30 times T. What about the distance here for the second one? Rate times time, which is 60, 26, T minus 4, right? And then they travel the same distance, right? They started out from the same point and then they stop at the same point. So they travel the same distance. We're gonna set the distance is equal to distance. That's the first case, right? So our distance equation is 30t, and then our distance equation is 60. 20c is a t minus 4, and we just have to solve it. Okay, this is hard, right? I want you to study this one so that you can get a little bit more prepared next time. Okay, so answer is 8 hours for Bob and 4 hours for the speedster. Okay, so your homework is to do, I'm gonna post this right now to the website. Your homework is to do this page. Please do the homework, it's just one page. And then these 2 questions. Okay, you guys get what the homework is?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. Make sure to do homework and study this a little. Okay, bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye. See you. Thank you.